Hello. Hello. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to our silly show. We're gonna get started over here and start this little podcast up over here.
Should there be a song?
Yeah. What's wrong though? I was just gonna hold my breath till for some reason. Why? Okay, there we go. What's up? Welcome to Kramer and Jess Uncensored. Really thankful that you press play on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have new directive what we're supposed to say now. So thanks for being here. Really appreciate that. In case you've never been here for an Uncensored before, we just need to give you a fair. Do we just need like a pre-recorded intro, you think, that just does this every time, or do y'all like us just doing this?
Let's ask Bethany, the baker, or Grace.
Oh
who's
no,
here,
are you reading
or
the
Marcy,
comments? Damn
or
it.
Queen Pam? How do you guys feel about it?
I just don't know if we just need to like run a disclaimer so we don't have to go through this manually every time. But
I think that if we do a disclaimer, I think it'd be really funny. Or I don't know.
should we have Tom record one? It's like,
Yeah,
hi,
that's the answer.
I'm the boss.
That's the answer.
And,
Yes, I
you just
want him
need
to
to
do
know.
it.
Okay,
I want him to do that.
we're gonna like do a.
In
We're
his
gonna
quiet storm
yeah.
voice.
He's like, hi, this is Tom. I'm the boss, and you just need to know that these shenanigans that are coming up are not approved by me, and so we're gonna get that going. It'll probably take forever because Tom moves slow as molasses. You know he does.
He'll do it though.
He will, but don't get me started.
Hey Celia.
This is a YouTube exclusive. What I'm gonna do, but you'll understand, Jess.
Palm
my
Springs.
God.
Marcy says Tom is a great idea.
Yeah.
No, I will literally go to his office right now and record him on my voice notes. Should I go do it now
I mean, let's do the podcast first since we're here.
and catch him off guard?
Don't catch him off guard. He hates being caught off guard.
That's what I'm gonna do. If I just put my phone in his face and I'll be like, "Can you do this?" and he'll do it.
Drive me crazy right now.
He'll do
Anyway,
it.
since we don't have that yet, we'll have it ready for you in November probably.
Everyone do their best Tom voice and do your impression of how it's gonna sound.
Tom? Okay.
Let's take turns.
I love when Jess comes up with ideas on the fly. That makes me happy. Okay, who goes first?
Me.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, let me turn this off.
Hello, uncensored friends. This is Tom Cook. I am the boss man, if you will. I love Kramer and Jess. They are my pride and joy. Unfortunately, I cannot get behind anything that's said on this podcast, but I do support them. Please be aware that this is inappropriate for children, but very fun for adults. Maybe grab your Orange Crush, your Natty Bow, your Celsius, if you will, crack it open, sit back, and enjoy Uncensored.
Wow.
Should that just be it?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's basically it's
Basically.
gonna be something similar. The only thing I would change in it was he does love to like say his actual job title. So he'll probably say something like, I'm the director
I
of
am
content
The
for
brand
manager.
of
He'll-
Odyssey Baltimore.
Yeah, he does love to give his official job title. He will add a lot of like local Baltimore references.
I did that. I hit
I know
that.
you did.
I hit the Crush, I hit the Natty Bow, and I also hit the Celsius.
And he'll get a sponsorship in because, in case you don't know, we are very, very sponsored by Celsius, and we do love it. I want you to know that. But we really love Celsius, and we just need to make sure that is very known at all times by everybody. And we really do.
I think we should use what I just did. But if not, I think maybe I can just write it out and have it. No, you know what? No, I want him to go off the cuff.
I do too.
And also, all jokes aside, I love Tom's voice,
I
so
do
I would
too.
love for him to do our intro.
And I want him to have his own creative freedom because
Yeah.
I don't even want to guide him because you know
Yeah.
it's going to be a little awkward.
I don't want him. No.
Yeah, I want
he's
him to
good,
have
he's
his own
good, he's
freedom.
good,
So
he's
anyway,
good.
there's a new intro coming to the show.
It's gonna
and
be Tom.
It's going to be a little awkward, and like I feel bad for people that don't know.
I don't think it's gonna be awkward.
It's gonna be
Like
awkward.
I think you're downplaying like the guy.
No, it's gonna be a little bit bad.
He's
But
I
got
think
an
it's gonna be
audiobook
good.
voice. Like
I
No,
think it's gonna be
it's
for
really
sure.
good.
It's
the
gonna
texture
hit.
of it's going to be beautiful. It's the content that's I'm concerned about. You know what I mean?
Well, we can workshop if we need
Yeah,
to.
we may have to edit it, but
Yeah.
anyway, it's coming soon. Okay, lot to cover, small amount of time. Here's the thing. My name is not Kramer. And it's Stephen Yancey by birth. And sometimes that annoys me. I feel like it's just kind of silly to have a radio name sometimes. But there's a lot of times I love having a fake name.
It's also like with your generation, like
Oh,
of
yeah.
radio, like that was kind of the vibe.
What do you know why that is, by the way? Do you know why we had radio names? Do you know the history of that?
No, I don't.
So I'll tell you, and this is probably a good reason for you to know why we had radio names back in the day, because back in the, and I can tell you this now pretty safely because radio ratings have changed. Back in the day, radio ratings were, I can't tell you how it works now because it would actually like be not good for us and bad things happen when I tell you how radio ratings work. But back in the day, how it worked was people had to write down who they listened to. So you wanted to have a really memorable name
and easy to put
something
down,
you
easy
could
to spell,
remember,
yeah.
something that you could like.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
so
Would you like
that's-
mail that in?
and so you would write down who you listened to.
That's
and so you
wild.
wanted like a really memorable name. So when I got into radio, my very first show was called The Nighttime Kiss. They wanted something that kind of went with K, Kiss, Kramer. Nighttime Kiss with Kramer was the name of the show. And so that's how Kramer came along. I hated it. I
You
said,
do have a
That is so
kooky
gross.
it's so, I know. The
That's
Nighttime
actually
Kiss,
really
it's
gross.
so gross, right? And I was like this like really sexual night jock. I was like, what's up, ladies? It's time for the Nighttime Kiss with Kramer. Come on.
Ew, 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 ew,
I didn't do that.
ew,
It wasn't
ew,
like
ew,
that.
ew,
It wasn't like that at all.
ew, ew.
But that's how it was. Like you wanted like a really, that's why when you hear like the Mojos.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Think about that wacky radio name because you wanted it to be something unique and memorable, so you could like write it down in your diary. That's not how it works anymore. So now you can just really kind of be yourself because it doesn't. You just want to know that person by name and everything else. But I like it because I can kind of be anonymous in a lot of different ways. So like when Stephen Yancey has to go like go do business as Stephen Yancey, I can go be a dick somewhere and not have to really worry about like it jeopardizing the radio show.
Yeah.
Two different humans, right? Jess doesn't really get that luxury. Jess Dutra's got to like stand on business like on the show and in real life.
Yeah, whenever I make a decision to do something, like leave a review that is not like I'll leave amazing reviews all day, every day. And I always make it a point to do that when I can. But if I do have an experience that like genuinely is not good, I like take time and sit on it and see if I want to say anything at all. And it's something I have to think through because I also know how like what kind of an effect that can have.
Right.
I see both sides of it. I do believe that I have a right to be honest about an experience that I'm having.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And I also take that as a responsibility for myself because I want people to know about that. I want them to know whether if something's not good, if people aren't nice, maybe you won't enjoy this, whatever. But then also at the same time, I also understand that something that I say holds a different kind of weight that I have to be aware of.
Right. You have you do. And it affects a lot. It affects the show. It affects the brand of the station. I mean, it affects, and don't forget, anybody that you talk about, anybody's a potential advertiser too.
Yeah.
So that like they could spend money. That could really affect the business too. I mean, yes,
but like honestly, if like this company wanted to like asked me to be an endorser, I'd literally say no.
but they could advertise just in general.
Yeah, that's
They could run commercials. I mean, it's
true. That's outside of me.
It's multifaceted.
Yeah.
It's multifaceted.
Mhm.
So with that said,
now that Garage Boy and I are in the process of trying to move out of our apartment, and I've told numerous stories about my apartment, like ranging from fire alarms going off for hours from like midnight to 3 o'clock in the morning for 6 months straight. I've talked about parking garage gates never working and security gates never working. And Garage Boy's car getting broken into, our mail constantly getting stolen, our packages constantly getting stolen, like all these things. Right. And like also in the last couple of years, like the crime that's taken place on the actual property is starting to increase. Like it is not the same and does not feel the same the way it felt when we moved there 5 years ago. They also switched management. So it's like when it was under a different company, it was so different. Like different people worked there. They switched and it's like a zoo.
You kind of shit all over this place, to be honest with you.
Totally, I do.
I don't think you've said many good things about your
No,
apartment,
I've
right?
never said anything good, but I've never said like their name before.
No.
But I'm also sharing all these stories like for, just like life, like this is what's happening in our lives right now, whatever. And now that we're in the process of moving, like Garage Boy asked me, because the first thing that you do when you look at different apartments, you look at Google reviews, or like sometimes maybe like going on TikTok or something like that. Like both of us are big on that. I mean, with anything, with restaurants, whatever. And he was like, are you going to leave a review when we move out of here for the apartment? And I was like, I don't know, because a part of me wants to be so upfront and real about our
course.
experience and list down all the things that have happened to us, because
wouldn't you want to read something
I
like
would
that?
want to
Yeah.
know. I would want to know, because I will say, when we're walking around and I've had people ask me, do you live here? Like, how's your experience? I tell them to their face my experience.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about it that way, where it's like, if someone were to ask me about it in person, I would say that, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I also don't know, like, but then for some reason I feel bad that it's not good or something like that,
Mhm.
which is like very frustrating, because they don't care about us in any way, shape, or form,
Right.
and have made that very, very clear. But I don't know.
It also must feel weird when like people are walking around. You're like, this place sucks, you know, but you also still live there, and yeah.
I don't, it's not like I go out of my way where I'm like, don't do it. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
I see them walking around, like because I do that. Like when we were, for example, when we were apartment hunting or whatever last weekend, I like go through the tour, but then I kind of like, I'm looking around and I will ask a resident, how do you like living here?
Yeah.
Like for real,
Smart.
for real. That's what I do every fucking time.
Smart.
And then there are some people who are like, hey, like, how do you guys living here? How you guys like living here? And Garage Born are like, listen, this and
Here's
this.
the
And I was like,
truth.
for real, you're gonna need a P.O. box because your shit's gonna get stolen. Like you're gonna, like, the garage, whatever, never works. Like, I don't think, if you live by yourself, here are some safety precautions I would take, because like I do not feel comfortable when I'm by myself at these certain times, like all this
Yeah.
kind of shit,
Right.
you know?
Right.
But like, I don't know. It reminds me of a story of like another friend of ours in the building. He gave his honest review, his honest experience of what happened to him when he went to a restaurant, and it was not good.
Mhm.
Like it was not a good experience. And then like the restaurant owner ended up reaching out to him and was like, I need you to take that down.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I've heard crazy stories before. I forget where I heard this.
like he was the bad guy. Like people were like,
Yeah.
how could you put this out? But it's like,
That's wild.
that's what happened to
I've
him,
heard
though.
this. I think I may have heard this on TikTok, maybe somewhere. I forget where I heard this, but basically somebody left a bad review of something, and they found this person, and they ended up then going to their company and like making some kind of fake accusation about the person, and ended up trying to get them fired over it. But like, it was because they left a bad review of their company. I mean, it's the generation that we live in,
That's
which
true.
is
The
like
internet.
the internet. It's like the second that you enter into that, unfortunately, you're entering into, I mean, it's the review system.
Bless you.
Bless you, Charlotte.
Sorry.
The review system is there to be beneficial, but unfortunately you're dealing with people and emotions, and like,
Yeah.
you're entering into kind of a scary landscape of people that are going to react to what you're saying. And so the question is, should you, Jessica, I mean, even if you weren't a public figure, the question is, should you?
If I wasn't a public
Yeah.
figure, I would do it without even a fucking blink.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would. I
No-
would literally do it.
But should you, as somebody that obviously has like a public image, and I mean, so imagine this. Imagine if you leave a bad review and Tracy, our general manager, gets a call, and they're like, hey, maybe their parent company advertises with Odyssey somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Is that fair though?
No, it's not fair.
I feel like that's not fair.
But then I feel like you have the receipts to be like, their butt hurt and this is why.
yeah.
It's like,
Oh, this is a
you
hard
just
call,
gotta weigh,
man.
like,
This
do you
is a
want to
dilemma, bro.
potentially spare someone else going through what you went through? Or do you just want to protect your peace?
But that's my thing though. I feel so strongly about that, of like not wanting someone to experience what we did.
Yeah.
I feel because there's so many things that have happened there that they try to brush under the rug and like won't tell the residents
I
about, that
know.
are like compromising safety.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel
Well,
most passionate about.
So
where
here's the
it's like,
question. Here's
that's
the
so
question.
shitty.
Think about all of the great vigilantes that have come before you, people that had to step outside of their comfort zones to make a change in this world and have had to face all types of persecutions. Are you willing to, no matter what comes from your review,
Yeah.
stand up against whatever that might come your way? I mean, I guess the question is, how important is it to you,
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Dutra, to have your comment be seen? And if it is important to you, if you're that passionate because your experience at this if this apartment was that bad,
Yeah.
then I feel like you got to do it, right? Like your voice has to be heard. I mean,
And does it have to be like a bullet point of everything? Like I could say as like something as simple as like, for your safety, I wouldn't do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Like
because
as simple as that.
That's the
That's
thing.
fine.
People, let's be honest. People don't. I mean, they do read reviews, but let's be honest. A 1-star review is a 1-star review.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
like,
that's true.
if you're flipping through apartments and you see that apartment has a 2 out of 5 stars,
you're
like,
not even never
I
mind.
don't even give a shit what this person has to say. Like, I ain't living there no matter what.
Yeah.
Versus like, does it really matter if you go through and you're like, Susie at the front desk is a bitch versus like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, is that the safe way?
Celia says, I can't post any of my real thoughts on anything these days because of my business. I don't need any crazy person coming for me.
I mean,
that's
so
fair,
real.
but that is so real. That is so
Yeah.
real.
And that's the thing. Like, well, how about this? I mean, I feel like Celia on YouTube also said, I feel like I need to make an anonymous burner account to post how what I really feel. I mean,
That is an option.
That's an
could you
option.
Or
you
Garage
post
Boys.
it?
That's true.
Could Garage first Garage Boy, the most passive man?
I know.
Yeah, he'd probably be like,
like,
nah.
I
His review would be like, nah, fam. Period. That's what he would say.
Nah, fam,
Nah,
don't do it.
fam. 1 star. That's what he'd say. Maybe that'll be our
Or like
plan.
post it under him, like versus your name that like would be a little bit more recognizable.
Right.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
It's like he's not known by his name.
Yeah.
It doesn't say
Right.
Garage Boy.
No.
Bad garages.
Yeah,
Zero
right,
out of
right.
10.
Garage sucked. 0 stars. Like,
No, it's true.
yeah,
no,
yeah.
for real though.
but I think that's the 2 best options. Either you give it a bad review with not a ton of details.
Yeah.
Or you put it under Garage Boy's name,
Mhm.
or you just don't. Because
Yeah.
I think that the repercussions of this could be, unfortunately, for your own. What you'd hate to do is have a really bad apartment experience,
Mhm.
and then on the back end, it come back to bite you in the ass when you're just trying to be honest about how bad it was. Then it's like
Right.
insult to injury. And
Yeah.
just
Yeah, it's
sucks,
very
man.
true.
It just
Very true.
sucks.
It's annoying.
Yeah. Okay, Charlotte has been promising me a really good poop dilemma.
Mhm.
Is it a dilemma or has it already happened or
Yeah, it's more like I need your insight.
as a pooping?
As someone with a poop phobia, I need your
How long do they take this podcast away from us? It won't be long. It won't be long, y'all. This may be the last episode. I never know. Charlotte needs some poop insight, and we're gonna do it right after this break. I'm here for all of your poop insight, Charlotte.
I always know I can count on you in
Yeah,
that
I'm
department.
always here for you. Yes, what happened?
Okay, so young Charlotte has been on the dating scene again.
Yeah, you have been. You've been out there. She's been out in these streets, y'all. She's been
I love it.
It's been fun. It's been fun. We're chilling. So I was on a fun third date the other day.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it was really nice.
First off, I don't know where these 2 stories are going to go between I'm on a date and pooping, but I'm here for it.
Oh, just you wait. It's all gonna come together beautifully. So it was a really good date. Banter was great. We did a bit the whole time, and like I love a bit. Like, unfortunately, that is the way to my heart.
What's a bit? What's a date bit?
Like, okay, so we were doing this thing where like you can pay in cash at this bar. So we were like doing like a gangster and mob wife thing the whole time. Where I was like,
Fun.
Tony, you're
That's
gonna,
so Charlotte.
you know?
Wait, I love that he was playing along.
Exactly.
Though.
No, because
That's a
I
green
literally
flag.
said to him,
That's a green
I was
flag.
like, we have to stop like joking, or I'm gonna like not be able to stop doing an accent. And he was like, what if I'm into it? And I was like, let's
Wow, that's fun.
go. Dubs in the chat.
Is this your soulmate? I feel like this is your soulmate.
Maybe.
Yeah, this is giving good potential.
Well, just you wait, because
okay.
we're getting there.
Okay.
So like vibes, great. I got there, and he already had a gin and tonic for me because he remembered that was my favorite. Like green flags
Wow.
abound,
Okay.
right? So we end up hooking up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Great, fun time.
Oh,
Love
nice.
that
Mhm.
for me.
Mhm.
And sorry, I skipped something. So before that happened, he was like, "Oh, like if you want to just like stay over tonight, like that's cool." So I was
That's
like, right, yeah. So I was
nice.
like, bet, because then I don't have to like stress about like if I'm too crunk to go home or
Yeah.
like getting back to my car at night, slay. Okay, so we get back. All that happens. We're like chilling for like a good hour after like fun times. We're
Mhm.
just chatting. Everything's chill. We're listening to music. Vibes are great. And suddenly he's like,
Oh no.
He's like-
what's the noise?
He's like, so I have to take like a really epic shit right now.
Wait.
And he was like, and I don't want you to be here when that happens. So my question is,
Hang on.
this-
Hang on. When in the night is this?
this was over an hour after
after.
sexy time.
Okay.
Is it late at night?
It was, yeah, it had to be like around midnight by then.
Okay.
So I'm like
And wait,
fully like
Did he
comfy.
say I have to take an epic shit?
It was I wish I could remember his exact verbiage because it was even funnier than that. But it was
Okay.
something along the lines
but
of
he
like,
said shit though, right?
yeah, he was like,
Okay.
I have to take a monstrous, epic, some synonym to that
Yeah.
shit.
Okay. And he's
Guys
like, but
are
I don't
so
want you to
weird.
be here.
And he was like, he
How do y'all
literally
date guys?
said,
How do you date guys? I don't understand, but anyway.
yeah, and
Okay,
he literally
so-
was like, I don't want you to be here for that.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So my question is, does he genuinely have a poop phobia that serious? Or
So wait, what did he want? He wanted you to leave.
he wanted
the
me to
house?
leave so he could shit.
Wait, did you leave so
yes,
he could?
I fully went home.
Are
so
you
I'm like,
fucking kidding
Is
me?
this like fear of intimacy? No, that's not a dub.
Wait, pause. You were there for an hour after
Yes.
you guys literally were just intimate.
Yes.
And then he says, I have to shit. Please leave my home. And you fucking left at midnight. What in the actual fuck? You're cut off. You're cut
Like-
off. You're cut
like,
off.
Is it that simple?
Bro,
Like, is he cut off?
No,
I would
hang on,
cut this
hang
man
on.
off so fucking quick. So
Hang
you're
on.
telling me I just got you the fuck off and now you're going to tell me now I have to leave after an hour just because you have to take a shit? Lose my number.
Like,
Never talk to me ever again.
like,
Bye.
because part of me is like, I
Yo, this is-
kind of get that.
I very
I
much get
low
this.
key.
Okay, hang on.
Charlotte, did he walk you to your car?
No.
Bye. Bye.
Like,
Literally bye. Literally
so
bye.
do we think this is like a fear of intimacy? Do we think he decided he hates me? Or
I think he's a
did
joke.
he really just
Okay,
have to shit
we
that bad?
we gotta break this down.
How
Okay.
old is this man?
30.
Bye.
Okay, let's break this down piece by piece. here.
Literally,
because I was
bye.
honestly I was so excited with how this story was going, and then I'm just okay.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I mean, there's more I could get into about how confusing this whole thing has been, but like,
If you're new to the podcast,
Wait, are you guys still talking?
yes, okay,
All right.
means yes.
Okay.
Charlotte, we gotta
guys,
what?
no,
So what?
it's-
You're just gonna fucking leave every time you have to take a shit?
As you should.
What
like,
happens?
I
Like, what
need us to
happens?
break down what that was.
Okay,
like,
well,
was
hang
that
on, hang
real
on.
poop phobia?
Because okay, now if you're kind of new to the Kramer and Jess universe, you need to know I have massive pooping anxiety. Okay, I do. I really like it, and I don't know where it comes from. I'm not sure where it stems from. It's on my therapy list, but we got a lot of other things to be worrying about right now than my poop phobia. So I empathize with my guy over here.
Right.
That I do get very nervous when there's anyone in my I get nervous to poop at work. Like I get really like there's an anxiety factor that comes up if I have to poop and there's anyone in my vicinity. So I get it.
And you've made people like go
Yeah,
away.
like, and this is
if
so
they
these are
have to
true stories
go.
because sometimes like I'll exaggerate for the radio, you know,
Yeah.
they're never made up stories, but they're just exaggerated sometimes. I mean, I will like when in my old condo there were bathrooms downstairs, and like I would say, hey, if you're gonna poop, you got to go downstairs. Like you have to like go use the downstairs bathroom. You
Yeah.
pee upstairs, but then that's a true story. I mean, we hyped it up a little bit, but that was a very real story. You're not allowed to poop, and I'm also not going to poop up here.
Even though you have 2 bathrooms.
Yeah, 2 bathrooms, but
And you still wouldn't allow.
yeah, and it's across the the condo, but you still have to go downstairs to poop. Like you're not allowed to poop up here, and I'm
Mhm.
also not going to poop up here. And I don't know what it is. So
Mhm.
just know that like this conversation is being met with someone that also understands a poop
That's why I
phobic
came
person.
to you.
But would I ever kick a woman out of my home
But you have though. That counts. Like you literally making them leave your apartment
But
complex to
not
like
for
go
the
downstairs.
night. But not for the night,
is
bro.
like still weird.
Not
Like
for
no
the
matter
night.
what
Sure,
time that she has to
you
leave.
you
like
might
that's
say
still
it's
fucking
weird. You might say it's weird. Okay, that's fine.
Didn't you also make your mom like go out of your guys' hotel room in the middle of like random ass Pennsylvania, go downstairs? Like she's like 70.
It's fine. But I would not make my mom leave the vacation. That we're talking two different spectrums of like crazy.
No, both of you guys are in the same crazy pot together.
So
maybe he's your soulmate.
Maybe this is your son.
Yeah, this might not be for me. This might be for you,
bro. There is a massive red flag in this situation, right? Like there's a big problem.
Okay, so this
here.
is bad.
This is bad, right? Like. Okay. Like
does it inspire you to fix your own issue?
No,
so you can see what it feels like on the other end.
No, this is way more normal. For a guy to send you home because he has to go poop is like there is something way wrong. And like if a guy sends you home for any reason, first off, I don't think that's a true story. I don't think it's a true story.
You don't think there was any shit?
I don't think he shit. He may have had a shit, but I don't think that was the real reason of why you had to go home.
Okay.
If I'm being honest with you.
I honestly think it was like a fear of like intimacy thing.
Yeah.
I think he got freaked out.
I think
like he asked you to stay and then he like freaked out.
I think he freaked himself out. And to Isabel, to answer your question, this was like not the first time that it happened. So
wait, pause.
Wait.
Oh no, sorry. Hooking up had happened. He had not kicked me out.
Okay.
The question that Isabel said is, didn't he know he would have to poop at some point? I mean, yeah. Does the man not have bowels? Like, his point when he told you to stay, was this the first time having fun time?
So this wasn't the first time you guys were intimate, but this is the first time that he offered to you that you could stay over.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was like quite earlier in the night, but I was like, okay, like I was like assuming that was still happening.
I don't think it's a true story. I don't think that's the real reason and I say this with all love. Like I'm not trying to like upset you.
No, that's why I'm coming to you.
I don't think, you know what I mean? Like the man obviously knew that he was going to have to defecate at some point in his life.
I don't know. Like sometimes you're feeling fine, then it comes on like really strong. And you're like,
but you don't send a woman home over that.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I'm with you there.
You know what I mean? Like you just don't, you wouldn't.
I don't care about, like, honestly, there could have been excuses. There could have been reasoning. Because all I know is if that, like, you feel okay enough to be inside of me, but I'm not allowed to either poop in your same vicinity or you don't feel comfortable enough to poop in front of me, like, literally never talk to me ever fucking again.
You can go downstairs, bro. You can at least go downstairs.
I think that's
how
so
did you
weird.
feel? The question is, how did you feel?
I was just like,
because you're still talking to him clearly, so like this is not a big enough deal for you, I guess, to like cut
and why?
things off.
Because like why though, bro? Like
no, I haven't really really texted him since I got home that night, so it's not.
How did you feel in that moment when he was like, "Hey, I've got to go poop"? Did you get it or did you not get it?
I mean, I kind of just like laughed because I was like,
because you're uncomfortable. You don't know what else
to
do.
That's real as hell.
Yeah.
Like I think in the moment, like I wasn't that offended, but I think like the more I've like sat with it, I'm like, oh, this is like really fucking weird.
It's fucking weird. It's fucking disrespectful. Also, too, the fact that he didn't walk you to your car is like the cherry on top for me.
Yeah, that's true. That I mean, there's enough red flags
at night
here.
and at midnight like that. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it YouTube? What are we feeling about this? Are you guys getting red flags, or does our guy just have like poop phobia like to the max over here? This is coming from the poop phobic guy.
It's so many mixed signals. Like you guys were saying earlier, like it was so many green flags, and then I was like, well, wait for it, because it's kind of been like that since I started hanging out with him. Like the amount of like mixed signals is like the craziest I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm trying to be more self-respecting.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like,
wait, mixed signals as in like he makes you feel like he's down and then sometimes he doesn't and you can't read him?
Yeah, I can't really read it. And like, so my plan was like to low-key talk about it the other night because I thought we'd have time. But then he supposedly had to shit. So I didn't even get into it because I'm like, I'm not even like in the space where I was like, we need to define the relationship. Like, no, I'm just like,
you just want to know, like, are you down or not? Are you having fun? Are you interested?
Yeah, I don't understand exactly what's happening.
MD Keenan on our YouTube show says, How could he feel more comfortable enough to do that?
Oh, do you mean like comfortable enough to like say that he had to?
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, that's what I'm
That
saying.
that
like,
doesn't bother me at all, to be honest. Like if
Yeah,
someone
no,
like
that wasn't
someone's like,
weird.
yo, I thought he was about to be like, yo, how I thought the story was going was he was about to be like, yo, I have to take a massive shit. Like, do you care?
Yeah, and
like
then
that's
you
what I
to be
thought.
weirded out that it was too soon for me. I didn't know where that story was going.
Dude, if someone told me that, I'd be like, dude, like, do you? Like, that doesn't bother me. If anything, if someone's like, hey, I have to take a massive shit right now, like,
No,
I'll be
dude.
right back. My respect level for you goes up like 100,000 points.
No.
Like, if you can just tell me what the fuck is up, like, I don't care.
No,
I literally
if a
don't care.
girl told me she was gonna poop on our first date, I'm out.
Dude, literally.
I'm telling you, I gotta go take a. If a girl, let me tell you this right now. Let me tell you this right fucking now. On a very first spin, if this was in reverse, and like let's just say we like just made sweet love to one another. Okay, the
Aw.
Krames had just make sweet
Okay.
love, and then all of a sudden she's like, "I gotta go." What'd you say? You said I gotta go take a giant
Take an
epic shit. I'm never talking to you again. I'm never talking to you again. Like
You're lame.
I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Bro, when I was in San Diego with all my friends and like we were staying at my friend Jen's house, she has 2 bathrooms and she literally was like, everyone, this is the blow up bathroom and this is the regular bathroom, and all of us were like, bet. Like, it's just, I don't know, I really don't understand like why people are so weird about that.
I don't know. We should get Leah on one day to talk about poop phobias. I don't know if there's a thing rooted here or not. I mean, honestly, this kind of answered my question that I was going to ask for the next segment, but we'll talk about it just really quick. Hang on. I was going to ask if I should go meet up with this woman, but you honestly just ruined it for me. So thank you so much. Hang on. Thank you, Charlotte.
There you go.
4th of July is coming up on Friday, and I'm fine being alone. You know that? Like, I don't mind being alone, but holidays I struggle with a little bit being alone. That's like the one thing I haven't quite mastered yet is like being alone on holidays. I don't know why I struggle with holidays. I think it's like just the one time that like you feel like you should be doing something. Does that make sense? Like I used to really struggle with weekends being alone, but now I love it, bro. Are you kidding me? Like, like going to the movies alone felt weird, or going out to eat by yourself felt weird. Bro, I love all that shit now. Holidays for some reason, like still, if a holiday rolls around, I feel really weird. So like 4th of July being on Friday, like, and not having like all my friends that I've made are like all going to go do things, and I'm like, man, I don't know. Like I feel like I should be doing something for the 4th, but like I wasn't really quite sure what I wanted to do. So there's like a girl like chit chatting me up over here on Instagram, and I've like been kind of entertaining it a little bit, and out of nowhere she's like, "Hey." And I don't even know what this means, so I kind of need your help decode. And Charlotte, you actually both old Jess and Charlotte may have to decode this for a little bit.
Old
Jess.
Like,
Jess.
What the fuck does that mean?
Old Jess, like Jess used to go out and party all the time.
Okay.
May have to decode what this even means. She goes, "Hey, my friend and I," she's like, or she said, "For some friends and I have." What do you mean you don't know what old Jess means?
I literally had no idea what you were about to say. Like, you could just, I don't know, you could have just said like Charlotte, Jess, my friends. Like, felt like that was like a little, I don't know what that was for.
You don't know the difference between old Jess and new Jess? We talk about it all the time.
I know. I really didn't. I was like confused.
Different era?
Yeah. Yeah. Different era, Jess. Like we used to go out and party all the time. So all of a sudden she's like, my friends and I have an extra wristband for a lake cabin that we have rented at, is it Deep Creek Lake?
Yeah, probably.
And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? An extra wristband for a cabin that we have rented at Deep Creek Lake. And I'm like,
where is that?
It's I don't know how far from here. Maybe like I've never been. My sister goes. It's like this lake that everyone goes to in Maryland.
So is it giving like everyone's kind of like floating in the river, like drinking in the river kind of vibes?
Yeah.
At first I'm like, I don't know what it means to have a wristband for a lake house.
Maybe it's like a ticketed event, like for the area.
Right,
as far as
a
like
wristband.
I'm sure they cut it off. I mean, if hella people are gonna be there,
it's usually like for like a festival.
That's okay. So that's right? That was like my first red flag. Because I'm like,
it's some sort of event, clearly.
A wristband,
space.
a wristband. So red flag number one, wristband for a lake house makes me a little concerned. Number one, okay, but let's keep going with this conversation. She was like, yeah, she's like, I have an extra wristband for this lake house that we were in, and I was like, she's like, you should like totally come with me and my friends. She's like, we're gonna go. She's like, we're leaving on Thursday though, so you can come up on Friday though if you want to. And I'm like, okay. She's like, but you'll also have to bring a sleeping bag with you. And I'm like, bro, like I'm like, what in the world am I getting myself into? Like with a sleeping bag. And she's like, but it gets totally cool. She goes, this is absolutely how I met the last guy that I dated. I just brought him with me to this to the lake house. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, what are you talking about?
She's not selling it well.
You're absolutely not selling me on this whatsoever. So like, and this is 2 days ago, and I'm like,
You still haven't given her an answer?
no, well, okay, so let me tell you one more thing about this girl. This is a girl that like literally like chit-chatted me up for a while and then like literally ghosted me for about, I don't know, like maybe a week and a half, then came back like nothing was wrong. It was so bizarre. And then like all of a sudden invites me to come to a lake house that apparently needs a wristband and says, bring a sleeping bag with you, but it's going to be so much fun. I think you're going to have a blast. What the fuck is going on right now? What, like, am I living in some kind of alternate reality that this sounds absolutely insane? Or like, am I getting too old to understand like what this even means?
I mean, it's not even about being too old. Like that's just not, and that's nothing that you are going to enjoy, and you know it. Like you always are. Like you always like. Even remember you got in a fight with like when you went to go on some trip about who was going to get a certain kind of bed. Like
Wait,
you already know this.
This is for literal 4th of July proper.
Yeah.
Hold up, I'm on the events page.
What's a wristband for? Which is
No, it's obviously some event. It's like obviously an event.
But she said, I have an extra wristband for our lake house. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
And also, if there's a lake house, shouldn't there be rooms? As in, why don't you need
no.
a sleeping bag?
No, what I'm thinking is obviously this is clearly like a thing that they've planned. He is replacing someone, which is why they have an extra wristband, but he would probably be sleeping like on the floor somewhere.
So you're not getting sexy time. And she's probably replacing the guy that she brought last year that she ghosted you for.
Please don't say.
They broke up.
Okay,
together.
I think I've gotten to the bottom of it.
What is, okay.
There is a parade float.
Like on the water.
I'm not sure. Maybe, is it like literally a float? Like a floating float? Maybe that's what it's for.
Like boats vibes ish.
But what would you need a wristband? I'm gonna tell you what. It's almost piqued my interest so much how fucking weird this is that like I'm just curious what happens in this lake house that you would need a wristband for. That like, what does that mean?
I mean, it's definitely like some like camping vibes too.
Right?
It's definitely gonna be like outdoorsy.
And like, why would I need to bring a sleeping bag for your lake house? I mean, I've been like doing this for almost 2 days now where I'm so confused on this whole process. And this is exactly how you met the last guy you dated.
I think she meant like, this isn't the first time I've invited like a new interest to kind of like a trip kind of thing. So I think she's trying to make it seem like this isn't, I don't think it's weird because obviously something like this of like introducing someone to your friends might be some sort of like, I don't know, tier of like the dating spectrum. But I think for her, she's like, I mean, I've done this before. Like, I think it's like, it's all vibes.
But also why would you invite the guy you've never met? Would you ever do that? Invite a guy you never met to like hang out with your friends for the weekend?
Yeah.
You would do that?
I have done that. Yeah. Because I think it's just a matter of like, what do we think about him?
Oh my God.
It's like a test.
This literally, when you guys wonder how dating is in 2025, like this is basically how it is. Like
it's weird.
I'm just not here for it, man. I just can't. So the question is like, will I be lonely enough to show up? I don't think I'm that lonely yet for a 3-day weekend, but
you could always go feel it out, and if you don't like it, just be like, sorry, I have to shit and leave and go home. So
True.
Apparently that's an option.
I gotta poop, so I gotta go, man. What's the I should probably ask what the bathroom situation is before I go, because that's very stressful.
You are gonna sleep in a sleeping bag. Krames.
No,
exactly.
No.
Dude, did the guy ever say sorry like after the day after? Like, did he ever even acknowledge?
No, and I've been kind of wondering, like, I'm like debating if I want to like acknowledge it.
That's weird.
He did continue texting me the bit though.
You don't get
Because
the
he
bit.
called me
You don't
my
get the bit. The
mob
bit's
wife
dead.
No,
name
you don't get
after
the-
I got home, and I was like,
You don't get the bit anymore.
The
but I
bit's
was
dead.
still being nice because I said I'd say when I got home safe, so maybe that was my fault.
No, the bit's dead. The bit's over,
Um,
man. I think once you kick someone out of your house that you said could stay, I'm just telling you, something's weird there. You don't ask somebody to stay and then ask them to go home, and I don't care what the excuse is in between. Like something's.
Do you think
He's a little
he had someone
sketcheroo.
else over to fuck immediately after? That would be crazy.
No, I just think something happened. Like I just think something. But the thing is like you're still talking, so I'm like, what's?
But are we? I mean,
I don't know,
I'll
man.
keep you guys posted.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll see
We'll
what's
figure it
happening. But
out.
this time, do you guys have plans to hang out again or no? It's just chit chat at this point.
I'm supposed to see him at a mutual friends event next week. So,
Well, that wasn't vague. Then I don't know what.
but
it
I
is.
actually think it'll be a really good chance to feel it out because I'm like, if he's like pretending he doesn't know who I am type beat in front of all of our mutual friends, that tells me everything I need to know.
Oh
You
well,
feel me?
yeah.
So I actually think it'll be very telling.
Ooh, dating inside the friend
potentially.
group's also really tricky sometimes, though, man. Like, what happens if you bring
It's-
somebody else?
That would be wild.
That's gonna be tricky too.
I mean, he
Yeah.
knows I'm going, so that would be kind of weird.
And
But
Yeah.
what if he rolls in and he's got a different mob wife? That's gonna be real. That's gonna fuck you
I mean,
up.
I'll be hotter, so
Period.
All right, that's it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for being here for Uncensored. We appreciate you. Let's you keep up with us, man. We're back. We're here for the foreseeable future. So keep on press and play throughout the summer. Jess, where do we get you?
Just do it. JESSDUITT on all socials, and my podcast, Life in Bloom with Jess.
Charlotte.
I'm at PTSD Diva on Instagram, and I have my writing and stuff linked on there if you want to read that.
And I am that guy Kramer. I've got a podcast called Certified Mama's Boy, and we just appreciate y'all. Love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. What's up, Queen Pam? I don't know, we saw you earlier, but what's up? Thank you all so much for participating on YouTube. We are Kramer and Jess on YouTube, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Bye, YouTube.